You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Sister Wives fans, let's talk about Robyn Brown and whether she has been plotting to make sure she was the last wife standing all the way back to day one when she came into the Brown family's lives. Before we get into it, though, please click subscribe. This all starts with Kody Brown, now Mrs. Christine Woolley, and her certainty that Robyn manipulated Meri Brown from day one to take Kody Brown and make him hers both spiritually and legally in the eyes of the church and the state. We have heard Christine's observations through the years, and she is standing firm on her belief that Robyn manipulated Meri into granting Kody a divorce so he could legally marry Robyn. Christine also seems to think this scheme was carried out with Meri none the wiser. Christine says that Robyn planted seeds here and there, and she did it so effectively that one day, seemingly out of the blue, Meri decided divorcing Kody so he could marry Robyn was the right thing to do for the family. Christine claims it started with Robyn telling stories about other people she knew in plural marriages. And the allegations say that Robyn would mention a scenario where the first wife divorced the husband so the new wife who came into the plural marriage with kids could have a legal marriage. Does that sound familiar? It sure sounds like Meri and Robyn's situation with Kody, except there were two more wives between them. So Christine thinks that Robyn was dropping little tidbits, little hints, sowing those seeds. So all of a sudden, Meri would think it was her idea. And during the Sister Wives one-on-one, Robyn was questioned about this. And there's the denial, of course. Despite what Christine said, Robyn just doesn't remember planting any seeds about Kody divorcing Meri. However, Robyn did insist a divorce scenario like that is pretty common in polygamous marriage. But Christine, who is polygamist royalty and grew up in the lifestyle, says she has never heard of this. And definitely not as something that's a common practice in plural marriage when the husband adds to his bevy of wives. Now, to balance the scales, when asked about this seed planting of Robyn's, we have Janelle saying she doesn't recall Robyn baiting Meri. However, Janelle also made it clear she is 100% done with Robyn and Kody. We have Janelle saying she doesn't want or need to have Kody or his wife in her life. And in fact, Janelle flat out said she doesn't like Kody and Robyn. And now let's talk about Meri, who of course would be the person on the receiving end of Robyn's seed planting if Christine's assessment is correct. So tell-all host Suki asked each wife about Christine's accusation that Robyn connived to get Meri to divorce Kody. And at first, Meri hesitated to answer it. And then she said, well, she actually offered Robyn the option for her to divorce Kody. But what was interesting is that Meri didn't rule out that Robyn was playing her from day one. Instead, Meri said maybe it was happening and Robyn was dropping seeds, but Meri just didn't notice, but others around her did. So it sounds like she's saying it's plausible, not 100% certain, but plausible. Maybe Meri was just too close to it to notice that it was happening. And what really drew fan interest and comments was that Christine and Robyn have polar opposite remembrance of these events that led up to Kody divorcing his first wife in favor of Robyn. And if you recall Sister Wives seasons past, you'll know Meri always said she initiated her divorce from Kody, and Meri said this was so Kody could adopt Robyn's 3 kids after he legally married her, kids that she had had by her ex-husband David Jessup. Without Meri granting that divorce, Robyn's kids from her first marriage would no doubt go back to David if anything had happened to her, because Kody would have no legal rights or anything. They would not be his kids legally. And of course, it was after this adoption that Robyn had that creepy retro portrait made of Kody and her 3 kids, dialed back until he and the kids were all younger, trying to retroactively make them Robyn and Kody's spawn and writing her ex-husband out of the picture quite literally. So while Robyn tried to sell divorcing wife 1 in a plural marriage as commonplace, Christine said it definitely was not. And of anyone in that plural marriage of the sister wives, it was Christine, not Robyn, who had the deepest ties to this Mormon offshoot. Her family started the UAB after all, which is the whole little subset they're in. And according to Christine, who grew up entrenched in plural marriage as the normal arrangement and not the exception, this just isn't a thing. So that's why she thinks Robyn was plotting all along to get Kody as her legal husband and hoodwinked Meri. This isn't the first time that Robyn had a drastically different take on plural marriage traditions from Christine or the other wives. If you remember, when wife number 3 left Kody, because Christine was the first to go, she said she considered herself divorced. There was no legal marriage between Kody and Christine to have to dissolve in court. And by the time that she left Kody, we know Christine wasn't part of the UAB faith anymore. So there was no need to ask the church for any sort of permission or notice or anything. Christine basically adopted the day she told Kody it was over as their divorce date because it made sense to her and there was no other legal or spiritual benchmark to judge it by. But the creepy thing was, Robyn claims she didn't recognize Christine and Kody as divorced at that point. Here's why. The plural marriage gospel, according to Robyn, is that Christine wouldn't be divorced from Kody until she slept with another man. And given how much PDA that Christine and her now husband David Woolley packed on when they were first dating, and Christine talking about their intimacy and how much she enjoyed it, I'd have to guess Robyn would consider Kody and Christine divorced pretty much right after she met David by her own weird, sketchy definition. Plus, David put a ring on Christine's finger, so legally, David Woolley is not only Christine's only husband, but he's also her first husband and hopefully her last. And that's pretty funny to me, probably to Christine too, I'd have to guess. Robyn's weird little no divorce till you bang another dude rule is something all the other wives agree they've never heard before. So when it comes to plural marriage, we know that Christine does indeed know the doctrine. And meanwhile, it seems Robyn is just making it up as she goes along as it suits her purposes. The good news is we've got Christine to set the record straight and call Meri's attention to the fact she might have been the target of Robyn's diabolical plot to steal Kody from the very start.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.